Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my co-host over here, the Greeze. Say hello, Greeze.
Hey, Will. I'm here with my buddy, big old koala bear, as I like to call him. His name's Tiny, though.
Yeah.
He's not so tiny. In fact, we had to give him a lower stool so that we're on the same playing field.
Yeah, this is the first and only time either of us will feel or look like we're taller than he is.
He just took his shirt off earlier, and I've never been more
And
intimidated.
I got Sharpie so we can sign his chest
We're gonna do that later.
So we're
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
on that.
At my bachelor party, they colored my nipples all black with Sharpies.
Like while you were conscious?
No.
Oh, that's good.
no, I was conscious.
Yeah.
I was just asleep.
You knew what was happening.
Yeah.
All right. Tiny Irwin is the proprietor of Southern Whiskey Society, the South's premier whiskey and food event.
Will loves saying that.
And we've got it coming up a little bit. I'm gonna adjust your mic, but you just get on up in there. Don't be afraid of it.
There you go.
I've seen you
I don't
Grease
know what-
kiss. So
You just come to your mic.
I had it easier. Yeah, just get up on in
You
there.
like that? How's
Oh,
that?
you sound.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Sounds
Hi,
good.
guys.
So let's get all this out in the open first while we figure out what we're going to drink to wet our whistle. But what are the dates? And give us some highlights right off the top. Just like dates and top two things you're excited about, and then we'll get into the other things real quick.
All right.
You want me to give a 30,000-foot view?
No.
A bunch of people get together, a bunch of distilleries come out, and it's like real master distillers come out there so you can actually talk to people, not necessarily like some kid, okay? It's a blast. Every year it's like my birthday weekend. So if you're wanting to party with me when I turn 42, 43, 44, 40, every daggum year,
That's actually something we do need to talk about, Tiny, is changing the weekend, because that's the one thing I hate about your event is Grease makes it about himself every year. and it's an unfortunate thing because he is always going to find a way to make things about himself. But when it's like the birthday, it's way too on the nose.
That's true. Well,
Listen,
what if
it's
we
the
change his
cheapest-
birthday?
What? Say that again?
Let's just change his birthday.
Oh, easier to do.
Easier to do.
well, okay, so here's my deal about Southern Whiskey Society and my birthday. It is the cheapest birthday that I could possibly throw myself. $250 ticket? $250. I don't have to pay for other people's drinks.
That's true.
I ain't
Okay,
got,
first of all,
I
on
don't
your
have
birthday, this is how you know Grease has no real friends. On his birthday, he's buying everyone drinks to come party with him.
Well, when you host, when my wife throws me a party, we pay for it.
No, people bring bottles and open them up, and you drink it. That's
That's how it works.
Similar to what's here's the deal. It's all it's catered. It's catered.
It's
By fine dining.
That's
people,
true.
Which I don't know, James Beard people or whatever. I don't know what the chef notation.
all right. I asked him a question.
Yes,
You're
good
already annoying me. Tiny dates.
Okay.
and top two things. Top line you're
all
excited
right.
about.
Let's
this year.
talk about dates. So it's going to be Saturday, August 9th.
Yeah.
Which is like the day.
No, one day before. Last year was the day.
Last year, okay. Saturday, August 9th. It's going to be at the factory in Franklin again this year.
Yep.
Like, I don't see us moving from that spot.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just such
perfect
a
for
great
it.
spot.
Well, it's beautiful.
It is.
You don't have to pay $10,000 and bring a ton of lights in and stuff.
They do really well. And I'll tell you that it's hard to narrow down the two things I'm really excited about this year. One of the things that I'm really excited about came up by a mistake that was made last year.
Oh, I love a good mistake.
Yeah, and so I have a guy who was doing my text messaging to all the guests last year, and he was putting the text messages in a queue to go out at certain times, and he did that correctly on all of them except for one that snuck out at noon that says, "Doors are open, come on down right now." Oh yeah, yeah, and so people started coming down. And then he caught that and he said, wait, never mind. But it was about 20 minutes later and people were already starting to show up. And so part of that resulted in we're doing a massive cigar lounge experience this year.
Okay.
So we've expanded the cigar lounge. We're doing an extra early VIP entrance into the cigar lounge. So while VIP doors open at 5, there's going to be 30 people that can buy tickets and show up at 4.
Which is also great because the cigar lounge makes sense because it's a whiskey event having the cigars. But one problem with a fine cigar is you want to take your time with it.
Yep.
You don't want to rush it, but you still want to hang out with people, meet the people, try the different stuff. If you can get in on the early end, kind of warm your palate with that cigar early, then you got that out of the way.
Exactly.
And you don't feel like you missed anything.
Yep. And we've got some surprises that are going to come along with that. So you won't know until you get there. So if you're there, if you're one of the 30, we're only selling 30 tickets because we have 30 seats in the Cigar Lounge.
That's cool.
And
when are you going to open up a cigarette lounge?
Never.
Because I'll be honest with you,
Nope.
I could smoke 10 cigarettes in about 30 total minutes.
Hey, Henry's going to watch this. You better watch what you say.
I don't do that.
Yeah, right.
But if I did, this is what it would look like.
You're right. Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking.
I'm just saying, it's more economical. They're faster.
All right, that was the first thing.
Yeah.
Or is that two? Because
That
was
was-
early in cigar.
That was one.
Okay.
I will tell you that we've been really intentional this year about the chefs and the distillers. So we're not having the same chefs and distillers.
Interesting.
So we have 70% of the chefs are new
Okay.
this year, and we had a waiting list for chefs that signed up to be part of what we're doing this year.
That is a good problem to have.
And then 40% of the distillers are new.
Interesting.
And we have at least 15 on the wait list right now waiting for somebody to drop out.
That is great.
Yeah.
Also, that tells you if you came last year that it's not going to be a rinse and repeat event.
No, it never will.
I mean, obviously, the food choices are going to be different every year based off of what ingredients are going on and what the chef decides to choose. But you're gonna it's complete wild card when you have 70% of the chefs are different. Just knowing that it's completely different styles, completely different people,
Exactly.
and philosophies. But then the distiller side as well, it's not going to be just a blueprint. Like, okay, I know I'm going to go here. They had this last year and all that. That it's almost half are completely different.
It's just going to be new. So we're really
Leapers
excited
better
about
be
it.
there though.
Leapers is there.
All right.
Yep, 100%. Lee will be there.
If not, we're going to go.
Yeah, if not, I'm
Lee-
pre-gaming at least.
Yeah, oh, exactly. Yeah.
Lee's already said he's going to throw some sort of pregame tailgate party at the new place downtown Franklin.
There you go.
So
All right.
I'm eyeing that.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
I got me and Tiny fancy glasses.
Oh yeah. I love these fancy
And then
glasses.
Greeze got it's a fancy shot glass. It's
It
from
is.
Terrain Glass.
It's the most expensive shot glass I own.
Yeah.
For sure. You know why?
Well, also because it wasn't $2 in a Myrtle Beach gift shop.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's got a little thumb holder on
Yeah.
it. So, he won't do that when it's full.
Yeah. Glenn Cairn did not make this.
No.
Not at all.
That's
All right,
100%.
grab us something, Grease. What we got looks
Oh,
good.
well, we got Ain't Half Bad. It's
Has
our
Tiny
Knob
ever
Creek.
had that?
I don't think so.
Let's pour that up. It's a Knob Creek pick we did. When was it? Look at the barrel date. 2017, 18?
2019.
it was
This
close
is
enough.
almost 15 years old. It's just shy by 4 months. So pretty solid. We picked this with Elixir.
Yeah, with Tarok, which you just had your first Tarok experience.
Good Lord. Yes, I did.
Really?
Oh yeah. We were
Tarek.
How
sorry.
did we not? How did that just now happen?
listen. I have strategically avoided
Spring Hill.
Spring Hill for that very reason.
Oh, because of tea?
Yeah.
Look at
because-
this. Our logo ain't half bad. It's supposed to look like a whiskey bottle, but it's the Easter egg. It's actually just half bad.
It's just half that. Yeah.
The needle on the fuel gauge is just pointing to half. It should be slightly above.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
be ain't half bad.
Right.
Or slightly below, depending on what you think.
True.
of it.
It's true.
Well, and I will tell you. So I walked in there, and Leah was with me, and he said, "Tiny, so what are we drinking today?" And keep in mind, it was 10:30 on Friday morning,
100%.
As you do.
which
right.
which feels right.
Yeah.
And I said, "I just came in to say hi. I haven't been down here before." And he said, "Oh, I know, I know."
Yeah.
And he said,
felt.
"It feels like a Scotch day." I said, "I don't think it does." He's like, "Yes, it does." And so he starts pulling scotches off the shelf, and then we move to tequilas. And at some point, my wife says, "I'm going to go sit in the hot car with the windows up instead of sitting here watching you drink all this at 11 o'clock in the morning."
Well, I mean, she
So
could
she did.
just watch.
What does she do? Does she not? She could take your keys. and turn the AC on.
I'm certain
she probably did.
Desert out there.
Yeah.
I do love that though. It's just like, okay, this is gonna be a while. I'm gonna go listen to an audio.
She goes up and gives Tarak a big hug and says, "Yeah, I'm just gonna be outside." So when I walk back out to the car and I have 2 armfuls.
Yeah, that's his gimmick.
His
gimmick.
He pulls you in.
Of a salesman.
He is so good at
and
sales.
then he doesn't even really say, "Oh, do you want one? I have it." He just, when you like it, he's like, "Oh, put one behind the counter." Oh yeah. And then you end up with, and you're like, "Okay, yeah, I liked it." Yeah.
He doesn't even have to do that with me. I walk in with a basket.
Well, you have the face of a sucker.
And then
true.
he just, everything he lets me taste, I'm like, "Dadgummit, that's really good. Put the bottle in my basket." And just keep going down the line. 6 pours later, he sold 6 bottles.
This was a heck of.
Oh, it's so good.
The one thing I have to do at Tarak's place is I will have to, when he wants me to try more, to say no, not because I don't want to try more, but because I know that I'll end up buying the things he's suggesting.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
It's like, no, I don't want to try that.
Yeah,
and he's like, "It's the best thing you will have tried." Okay, well then let me try that one. That gotta be again. Another one. I was saving the best for last.
Yeah, this in a shot glass, it sings, man.
Yeah.
It really does sing. Speaking of Matt Madness, I did the 4 pours blind, but I had like a stem glass, I had like a Kinsey, I had this shot glass. The shot glass, I ended up putting the darkest whiskey in there because I thought it would be funny. I didn't know if it was going to be the nicest or the most expensive. Well, Matt Porter was watching me do it or whatever, and I smelled it, and I thought it might be George C. Stagg. My guess was not George C. Stagg. I continued off of that, but we got backstage after the whatever, and he was just like, "As soon as you put that George T. Stagg in that shot glass," I was like, "This is the greasiest thing ever." And I was like, "I know, I put the darkest one in there, hoping it was a good one." But no, I had a pouch in. I was eating beef jerky. I had 4 different glasses I was trying out of, and I won. That's all I'm gonna say.
These are the glasses that we're using for the event this year.
I knew
These
it was
are
at least similar to the ones last year.
Yep, last year. Spiegelau is our official sponsor every year. And so we used these 2 years ago, so we're going to go back to these this year.
So I have had a set of these for probably close to 10 years. Well, since the beginning, I got a set of these very early on and used them in,
you got a hand
my
wash
house.
Oh yeah.
But I also have the ones from last year that were Spiegelau that are a little bit
shorter ones.
Shorter that I love. And I think I should have the ones from 2 years ago too.
Do you know who loves these glasses?
Who?
Dan Griff.
Does?
You know why?
Care what Dan likes.
Do you know why? Well, he actually hates them because he pours himself a regular pour in one of these glasses.
And it looks like it's
and so it's like 4 ounces of whiskey. Yeah. And then he can't figure out why he's sleeping on his lips in the morning. I didn't drink that much.
Yeah. Dan, I'm just kidding. I think you're great on the weekends.
That's not what you said earlier.
I said, nope. I'm just saying he's great on the weekends. Weekdays.
All right.
Awful.
So we've got some fun, those top line things, but what are you doing to keep it fresh? What are you doing that is going to surprise and delight, as you like to say? Obviously, those are cool items. The addition, the early for the cigar lounge, and the fact that all those people are cycling through, that it's a new group of distillers. Almost half of them are new, as well as 70% of the chefs is amazing. But it also, there's so many, even in the region, but even just in Nashville, there's so much talent here that's true. That you need to do that. And honestly, to keep that moving. But last year was a darn near perfect event, in my opinion.
It was a lot of fun. It was great. Every year, this will be my 3rd year that I've hosted it. That Leah and I've hosted it, and every year we get just a little sharper on the things that we shouldn't be doing. That keeps us from what we should be doing. Like, I should be out on the floor hanging out with people. So, my goal this year is I want to smoke a cigar.
Nice.
I want to have the time to smoke a cigar. And I feel like the team that I've surrounded myself with, we have a great board of advisors that they have started pulling things off of my plate to say, you're not doing this year. We're going to put this in place so you have the time to be out there and go chase Will and Greeze around.
Well, I would say last year you did not look stressed.
No, the year before I was very stressed.
But that's the first year. You have no idea how it's going to go. And I understand, and I understand that. Yeah. Last year, it was remarkable to me how good of a time you seem to be having, which I feel like is very difficult to do when that's your baby. And
it is. And I will tell you, I've got a couple, Terry and Carey Bringle, that are my event captains. When it comes to that day, I don't make a single decision. Like they take over everything. And so, but it's been about building the team around me that really takes ownership. This year we have 6 or 7 board members that are one's going to be in each spot, and that's going to be their space. They're going to own that, and they're going to be customer service. What can we do to help you? We actually have a board member who his sole job is we have a list of where everybody's from. He's going to find the people that are from out of town, and he's going to be the out of state ambassador.
That's cool.
So he's going to grab these people that are from coming in from out of Tennessee and take them and show them local Tennessee distillers.
That's so cool. Basically podcasters.
Pretty much, yes.
So we'll show them who's there. We'll be like, hey man, that little crew right there.
Yeah,
it'll
be good.
Yeah. That is super fun. I also love knowing that you work with leaders, you work with people outside. This isn't the only thing you do, but also what a cool thing. One, to develop new strategies, new philosophies, but also to force yourself to put into practice what you go and teach leaders and talk to people and like, hey, on the day of, I'm not making decisions. I have to have people around me I trust that will do that, and that it's not more stressful for me to not be making the decisions. And I mean, I think that's a pretty cool aspect of it as well, is that you're having to practice what you preach.
100%. Oh my goodness. I knew when I finally attained that, when I looked at Leah and I said, I fired myself from 3 different jobs this year for the event. And she said, it's about time.
Yeah.
And she said, how many more do you have to fire yourself from? I said, that's really about it. So I'll be able to show up that day and just really enjoy the day.
Okay. I've been trying to fire Greeze from the podcast for we've been doing it 9 years.
About 10 years?
8 3/4 years. Yeah.
Time to fix the glitch.
That's not true.
I will tell you something. You asked a question about surprise and delight. We are, I'm beta testing something this year. And this is the first time I've actually spoke it out loud.
Okay. I've always wanted to be a beta tester.
You're kind of a beta male, so you're already true. You're in that process.
Could we get in at 2 p.m. to test the beta?
Come on.
And then we can tweak it, and then by 5 o'clock, hopefully
it'll be good to go.
Yeah, well, it just gives us 3 more hours to drink,
which is exactly what you need.
Yeah, 100%. Is that
3 more hours?
Is that what you're beta testing?
Exactly. So we are beta testing something this year, which I'm really excited about. We've invited 8 to 10 high-end tequila distilleries.
Nice.
And we're creating a tequila space.
Nice.
Because we have another concept that I'm launching called the Southern Tequila Society.
There you go.
And so we're just going to test out that crossover. How do whiskey drinkers feel about high-end tequilas? And not just...
If you're looking at me, all on board, because I'm a big tequila drinker. But and so unfortunately, I'll be sitting over in that area quite often.
There we go.
But I'm really excited about that, just to see how it goes. We're pulling back on the whiskey lifestyle concept, and I wanted to replace that with the tequila experience. So will that kind of be up on that platform?
It'll be up on that riser in the back. When you walk in, it's all the way in the back. We're going to have it.
So the lifestyle stuff, are you talking about like the barber that you've got there and stuff
They're still going to be best. Scissors and Scotch is still going to be there. But instead of having vendors and high-end vendors there, I wanted to put a pause on that for this year. And I wanted to test this concept with high-end tequilas.
Got it.
Which Tarak really liked, because
of course I know where Tarak's going to be as well.
Exactly. So, yeah.
The best is when I go down to Tarak's place and we drink tequila and rum, because we have a good old time.
Yeah. Just let me know. I'll be down there. Right. I now have a 16-year-old driver that can just drive me around anywhere.
Yes, you do.
That's fantastic.
I love that.
I saw live updated pictures throughout the day.
Yeah, you did.
One angle I'm curious about, and obviously the Cigar Lounge and that. And last year there was the upstairs VIP lounge. I know one thing you're big on is community. That's something that obviously we at the podcast are very big on, and you have done a great job. There's the Founders Club of fostering a community of people that are literally talking all throughout the day on a text thread, but there's supplemental events and even events that aren't official, but because of the thread, people end up going to, and it's a wonderful value added part of Southern Whiskey Society. But that I know your heart isn't just, okay, well, we've got the community and we've got the event. Right. So how do you see Southern Whiskey Society fostering that community and for people that just show up and having that hospitality angle to it?
Listen, if you build it, they'll come.
I wasn't asking you.
I was just saying.
The adults were having a conversation. So that's a great question. And they don't know this yet.
Yeah.
But the Founders Club members are going to be charged with going out there. They're all going to be identified. So y'all will be identified.
I'm not.
You will. And the charge will be to go out there and meet people that you don't know. Mm-hmm. And bring them in and just start having intentional conversations with them, right? More than just to have you try that, but to really make people feel welcome.
Well, and you also talked about the board of advisors that have roles, and those roles aren't make sure you're having a good time, get around, try everything, so we can tweak it and make the product better.
Right.
The goal for your board of advisors is to make sure people are having a good time and feeling welcome.
Exactly.
And I mean, I don't know that I've ever been to an event, much less a whiskey event, where there are people that there is that goal that they are finding people and making sure they're, hey, have you tried this? Have you done this? Oh, I know you're from out of town. Welcome to Tennessee. That is Southern hospitality and kind of a benchmark for what I think whiskey events should have. Yeah. But it shows it's also just not a trade show.
Right, exactly. Well, one of our core values is unreasonable Southern hospitality. Mm-hmm. And so as we get ready for the event, the 9 days prior, we're having our last all hands with the board. And the charge is like, this is what we do. This is how we engage with people, right? It's not just, hey, how you doing? But like really seeing people, and welcoming them and looking them in the eye, give them what, 2 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact?
It varies.
Okay. Well,
it all depends on how much.
We just won't get creepy.
Yeah,
or
no, I guarantee
it's a currency.
If he were on the board, he would get creepy. Yeah.
Yeah. Eye contact is a currency. You don't know how long you're going to have to do it. Two things. One, everybody already knows me. And two, people don't love me. So I think
man, he's brutally honest about it. Now we got a breakthrough.
So now I'm just saying, Leah might want to hold back whatever credential I need to identify myself. 3, I have a third one. Is it frowned upon?
Yes.
If you have to ask, it is 100%
You're
frowned
so right.
upon.
Well, I was gonna, like a side hustle outside. I was just gonna start grilling burgers and dogs out there.
It's a side hustle.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, you want this burger? $5. You want cheese on it? $6.
They're gonna look at you and say, "Are you crazy? I get all the food I want inside."
Well, listen, I
don't know. At the end of the night, though, a greasy dog could be
true.
just what's needed.
So I still have on my Southern Whiskey Society VIP bracelet,
which is
from
disgusting.
Last year. So August 10th, 2024. Today it's what, June 23rd?
The 25th.
25th of 2025. I still have it on because I wanted to get in for free. And I can't because
we're changing the bands.
They changed the bands and I failed. So leads me to the whole tailgate side hustle situation. I've already paid for it, but that was on borrowed time.
That's true.
There are how many tiers to get in this year? Because there's the new experience, the cigar experience, which is
that's the ultra premium. The very base is a designated driver ticket.
Right.
So as a designated driver, it's $100. It's $99. You come in. You can come in whenever if you're a guest of a VIP member,
right,
you come in at the same time, right? It gets you all the food. It gets you all the non-alcoholic beverages. It does not get you into like the VIP area with the person. So there's a designated driver ticket. There's a general admission ticket, which is $199. That gets you in at 6 p.m. Then there's the VIP ticket, which is $299. that gets you in at 5 p.m. and gives you access to, you'll have a special wristband very similar to what Greeze has been wearing for the last,
different,
not identical,
but different, but different. And that'll give you access to special pours from most of the distillers. They'll keep those bottles behind the table. And when they see your wristband, they'll offer you a special pour.
I was going to tell everybody, pro tip, ask them what they got under the table.
Yep. And then they'll ask to see your VIP wristband from
So now
this year.
okay.
From this year.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what does this get me?
Exactly. They'll just look at you
Dude,
and say,
Short Barrel last year had that bomb pour.
oh, yeah.
They had
There's
like
also,
this
so we have the VIP
375.
area that Bardstown is hosting again upstairs.
Yeah, which was
so they're
great.
bringing their crew in. I think Jasmine's coming in. They're one of their global brand ambassadors. So we're figuring out what their VIP experience will be like this year.
And last year was super cool because they had different bitters, and you could taste the bitters first, and you could make a custom old fashioned or custom cocktail with their whiskey, with the bitters, and they had someone walking you through what the different. There was like an aromatic kind of herbal bitters. I forget what the other two were, but I think it was 3 different bitters, and you could kind of craft that, and that was something unique. But also just being able to get up there and just look down on what's going on, and if you just need a minute, like it was great. It was never crowded and slammed. You could go take a seat up there. But also the flow of the event was perfect last year as well, that it never felt like you were bumping into people. It was overcrowded. The number of people. In there
That's
was
super intentional.
Yeah.
We've been, Terry Bargy and I went to another whiskey event a year and a half ago, to be unnamed. And we got in line for the VIP entrance. And when we walked in there, if there were 275 people that were in the room, 200 of them were VIP. And so when we get in there, as soon as we walk in, there's immediately a 20-minute line for every distiller. And then when the general admission doors opened up an hour later, there's like another 100 people came in. And he just looked at me and he said, if we've done one thing right, is we brought VIP back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to the level of even a general admission feels like VIP, because we'll never sell more than that. We opened it up this year. We're going to sell 400 tickets. We sold 300 last year. We're going to move things around, so there's still a lot of space.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you don't have to wait.
Right.
So when Steve Nally's there,
Well, yeah, but you're opening up
you
a
have
whole nother
conversation.
tequila wing. So like that's people able to get in
so
line.
you're going to be able
so you've opened up more places.
Yeah, so between the VIP experience upstairs, between the cigar lounge, between the tasting room where the chefs are, and the pouring room, there's so much space.
Yeah.
And that's the idea. We've built these experiences that I want to go to. I hate being bustled around and shuffled and feeling rushed if I'm having a conversation with somebody.
Right.
So this is the way we're building it. We probably won't sell many more than 400 tickets ever.
Yeah.
The best part of
and I love that.
The best part of, well, not the best part. The best part outside of Southern Whiskey Society is you're in the factory in Franklin. There's a huge bar. There's nice dining restaurants. Like you can come there 2 hours before.
You can come there at
Have a
lunchtime,
blast.
shop, have lunch, shop, and then be ready to go in for your cigar lounge at 4.
Yeah.
And spend a day, and you're not bored. You've been doing something the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have a really good time. Go get some cheese and wine.
It's really turned into a place where people go for the whole evening.
right.
And the goal is that when the lights come out, turn on at 9:00, the hope is that people look around and say, already? I didn't get
100%.
I didn't get to eat all the food. I didn't get to try all the whiskeys, because they've been so engrossed with conversation.
Right.
And with other people and with distillers and chefs. That's what we're excited about. Yeah.
I love that. I love everything about that. And once again, just even the food area was fantastic last year. And even with the amount of people there, you never had to wait more than a person or two in front of you that was just walking up to get it, because the chefs were prepared. They were getting it out and had it set up, and you could go get it. And so there was no wait. I had zero wait for anything. And unless the wait was someone's having an intentional conversation right here, someone at a distiller about their product, and you're not going to interrupt that. And there other people are pouring, and then you get right in there. So it's like, if you're just even wanting to stop in, like, I don't need to know more than this about this product. I just want to get a sample and move on to the next. You're still not waiting, even though people have that opportunity to engage with actual workers for the distillery, not like at a lot of any sort of corporate event where it's hired guns that go and man the booth, the booth bunnies.
We don't allow that in.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a thing, Greeze.
I want to be a booth buddy.
You're not built for it.
No. But thanks for asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tiny, I don't know if you can tell us or not.
I love it when you do that.
What are like 5 distilleries that are going to be there? Or is it all surprise?
You want 5 distillers? You want five that I'm like really jazzed about?
Okay.
Well, clearly the jazz.
If you say
jazz.
the
I want-
jazz
I'm gonna
ones,
tell you.
and
Okay.
they're not on that list though.
I will tell you. There's when I look at the distilleries that are there this year that weren't there in the years past, or may have been there a few years ago and are now coming back. I am beyond excited that Andy Nelson's going to be there.
Nice. With the new Belle Meade.
Yeah, I'm really excited about
That
Lee.
is dope.
Lee Kennedy introduced me to Andy, and we struck up a conversation. And I invited Andy to use this, and he was incredibly thankful. And I'm excited to have him there.
I should bring him a sample of single barrel from back in the day.
You should.
Way to make it about yourself.
No,
Yeah.
for him.
That
here you go.
That is. We actually talked a couple episodes ago about the official announcements and stuff that had come out about it now, and I gave a wink and a nod and said I hope maybe we'll see someone like that soon, and I love that that's coming together. I love that that's a thing.
Yeah, so he'll be there. I've grown to love everything about Rabbit Hole.
Okay.
I really love the team. I love the juice that they're making. It's old enough now where it's just fantastic. They're coming back.
And they've done really cool finishings without overpowering the product and without just 1,000 of them.
Right.
Like they have very select, cool products that have some great finishes on it that complement the whiskey, don't take away from the whiskey. That's something I've been really impressed with. And my brother-in-law lives in Ohio, is from Alabama, but whenever he goes from Ohio back down to Birmingham, because Alabama has some of the highest alcohol taxes in the country, he always takes his buddy, who is a huge Rabbit Hole fan, a couple bottles of Rabbit Hole, because Ohio, he can get it about like $20 cheaper.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So I was about to grab this drink over there. So that's 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm super excited that Leipers is going to be there.
Always.
Lee is a member of our Founders Club, and he's just been overly gracious with the access that he's given us to really fun stuff.
Good looking too.
Yeah, he's very handsome.
He
cut his hair a little
habit
bit.
to say that.
Yeah,
he cut his hair
A little bit, yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, it's still good.
Split ends.
yeah.
Like what? Lee, what?
Yeah.
If you're watching, you're not watching.
He's not watching.
No,
Yeah,
he's got
you
better
can say
things
whatever
to
you want. Yeah.
He does.
I'm excited. Peg Leg Porker is going to be there with food and whiskey.
Oh,
So Carey's going to be there.
That's awesome.
So
Carey
he's
Bringle's an Auburn man. So
Yeah,
he and Lee Kennedy, Auburn is representing
yeah.
at this event.
So this is how grateful I am. So their PR person called me and said, "Hey, I know I told you that Carey was going to be there. It's his anniversary weekend, and he wanted to know if it's a big deal he's there." And I said, "Daggone right, it's a big deal." And she said, "Okay, he'll be there, and they'll go on their anniversary another weekend."
there you go.
Yeah,
I
so
love
I'm
that.
really excited that Carey's going to be there.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And then, Lyrican out of Lawrenceburg.
Which y'all just had. There was just a founders get together 2 Wednesdays ago.
Last
right?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because Greg, the founder, is in town.
That's actually why we didn't record this episode last week.
It was,
Yes.
and so it's been an honor for me. I have no skin in the game. I just really like what he's doing.
Yeah.
I like him as a person. Him and his wife but he's retired military. His wife's active duty.
Oh, wow.
So, it's like a dual veteran owned distillery.
Yeah.
And he's distilling it. And I was able to facilitate some conversations, and he just signed a distribution contract in the state of Tennessee.
That's awesome.
So they're going to use the Southern Whiskey Society, the Southern Food
kind of
Whiskey
a launch.
as a launch.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Really
That's
cool.
awesome.
Really cool.
That's great. Is that 5? I don't know.
That was 5.
That was 5.
Solid group.
Great work.
And that
You did
doesn't
it.
disparage or belittle any
Yeah.
of the other wonderful brands that'll be there, but it is always fun to give a little tease. And if I know anything about Tiny, who likes to surprise and delight, when he says these are my top 5, there's others that could have made that list
100%.
that he doesn't want to break to us yet.
Right. Yeah. Although peg leg porker is awesome.
I love that.
That's a
Carey Bringle, man. Those peg leg porker is probably my favorite Nashville barbecue. And
very good.
and
And his
I love
sides,
his pork rinds.
Oh, so good.
pork rinds, his baked beans have something in it that is not a legal substance.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's-
I don't-
Greeze can, and I know if I know one thing about you, you can put away some baked beans.
I can put some baked beans away. And if I can't eat them fast enough, I do get an IV of them.
Yeah, it's a chunky
don't-
IV.
It's
I don't.
chunky,
No.
but it does.
but
it
your
gets in there.
blood's chunky anyway.
It's true. That is true.
My blood looks like a trailer park after a tornado.
All right, let's try what Tiny poured us.
All right.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I think I feel like I can confidently say that
we haven't had it.
You haven't had this. And
what
I
you
love
said.
a challenge.
and
I'll tell you right now.
Oh, that smells delightful. It's bright. It's got some floral, some fruit to it. It smells juicy.
Oh, it's got a tobacco thing.
Well, look at the color on it. It definitely has some age.
All right, it's pretty good nose, Tiny.
those legs.
Way more soft.
Yeah.
Flavors there. Mm-hmm. Proof's got to be the proof is going to be higher than what we think it
Then
is.
what it tastes. Yeah, for sure.
What do you think it is?
Proof?
The proof?
Yeah.
I'd say 120.
Give me a second.
I think it's 120, but it has some age on it, so it drinks a little bit lower.
Yeah, I mean, my gut says 115,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's probably higher. 125.
115.4.
115.4.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
See? That's what I
I still would have gotten some points because I was within 5.
You were within 5. Yep, you'd have gotten a point.
Oh, man.
I would have gotten 5 points.
What's the okay age? If it's 115, it's drinking like this. Is it age stated, or you know the age?
I know
I'm going to say 12 years.
I think it's definitely over 10.
Okay.
But there is some.
I said 12.
There's a. I know. I'm saying it.
He
yeah.
looked at me like, "What's your answer?"
Oh, he said 12. I said over 10. There is like a. While the nose has a lot of that floral and brightness to it, there's like a earthy, nutty through line right in the middle of it. When you get a good coating in your mouth. Mm-hmm. It smells. I mean, the nose. I'm getting like sweet corn.
It's got a cool bitterness element to it too.
And keep in mind, it's been in the cooler since I left this morning with a little ice, so maybe a little.
Why is there a caveat?
But you may just want to warm it up a little bit. It's not cold. Don't ever do that again.
That comment. That's on video.
Yep.
You told me to warm it up. That's the only thing I know that applies friction.
That's on the nose. I get sweet corn.
Sweet corn?
Yeah. You get that?
The nose I get is like a tobacco light cinnamon.
Well, I get the tobacco definitely on the palate, but I smell
God,
a
like
sweet
rich.
corn. Oh man, and there's something at the end too that's just fun.
Yeah, it's called a buzz.
I would have. Is this a major distiller or smaller group?
Smaller group. Well, I'm not going to answer that yet.
Is this that Bardstown with the French wood?
Oh, the cathedral?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
I was trying to think, what could this be?
Where do you think it's from?
Couldn't tell you.
I mean, give me a second.
All right.
Louisiana. It's not from Louisiana.
I think. I mean, the mouthfeel
It's from
and the
Tennessee.
finish is so soft, and I know it's higher proof, and I know that it's aged.
Is this from Tennessee?
If it's from Tennessee, is it from Tennessee?
Want to look?
Yeah. Show us what it is.
Oh, you want to look?
Yeah. Why don't you grab
Wait, how old is it?
it? I can't tell.
You can't tell me?
This is
Pure
Antique. 20 years old. Straight bourbon whiskey. Bardstown, Kentucky. Where was it distilled? Looking for it. Distilled in Tennessee.
Dadgummit. Where? Okay. A 20-year-old product from Tennessee, it's got to be Dickel, right? It's not going to be Columbia.
They don't say where.
I know, but like if that's,
There
if
is.
that's Dickel,
I mean, that's where your mind goes to.
Yep.
But and logic tells you that's probably what it is.
yeah.
If you gave me 3 whiskeys and 2 of them were vodka and one was that, and you said pick the Dickel,
Right.
I'd pick a vodka.
Yeah.
I'm saying this tastes so not.
It does
It's not Dickel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said
But
that
if it's a
the analogy-
20-year-old
Yeah.
Tennessee, where's it from?
What's that?
there's only one place that has whiskey that old that
old.
that's sourcing barrels out.
Unless Jack Daniels lied to us.
Well, that's
never
but
contracted
That's
out.
the thing; they're not going to sell their barrels to someone,
Right.
And
That's that's phenomenal.
I'll tell you, this is one of my top 3 pours. And part of it is because the look on y'all's face.
Yeah.
When people try, because people that just aren't a fan of Dickel, they try this, they're like, no.
So I was thinking where my head went when I went to that Tennessee was I thought it may have been one of the, and a tie into the event, one of those special releases that Carey has done, the Pitmasters
Right.
collection. And I think I've had the very, very first one they did of that, but I haven't had any of the others. So that's where my head went. And I said, this is from Tennessee, trying to use some context clues, but never.
Man.
This is the whiskey that won Whiskey of the Year in San Francisco last year.
That's
Yeah, I mean that makes
makes sense.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So it's Preservation out of Bardstown. And I was up there. I spent a day with Shelby Nash up there. And I will tell you, by the time we started drinking at 9:30 in the morning, and it was kind of like a Tarak deal.
Yeah.
I walked out with everything. I think this was a $900 bottle.
Yeah.
I'm searching now for the mineral. Just searching for it.
I can't.
It's not there.
And you know what? I've had the Dickel 17 that they put out. I mean, that was probably eight years ago when that was out. And that was a mineral bomb.
It's so inconsistent because the Blue Note 17 years that came out, Tarak picked one, a bunch of other people picked one, like single barrels and stuff. Like they weren't Dickel. Like it didn't. That
run
of barrels did not have that, and it's fascinating to me.
That's why I bought this. When I tried it, and I read the back, and same process as you guys went through, going, well, it has to be.
Right.
And that's why I bought it, just so I could sample people and see the look on their face. Because they don't say where it's from. They don't say that it's Dickel.
Right.
Yeah.
But you look at it and you're like,
Well, because
I mean-
how could you charge $900 for a bottle if it was Dickel?
But,
know?
but when you taste that, there's
so that's
some
a very
things.
special pour.
in the rough.
That is unbelievably tasty.
Yeah, I mean, it had the wow factor. As soon as it hit our lips, I was like, "Wow, this is." I knew this was going to be higher proof than
Well,
it
even
should
that,
be.
and I'm telling you, I still am nosing it. I'm getting a sweet corn note on the nose, which is so fun. Like it's delicious,
So good.
but that is not indicative of Dickel at all.
No, nothing. Which is why I brought it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
I have something else for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a discount code
Oh, awesome.
for the event
Yes, you do.
for the podcasters.
All right.
It is podcast 25.
Podcast 25. Go to Southern Whiskey Society.
All caps.
.com.
Does that matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Fails the first time. Try it with all caps.
I'm just, yep. It says all caps, so podcast 25.
Podcast.
It's
25.
a 10% discount.
Get your tickets. That's great.
Yep.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
the
for doing that
25 is
for our
notated
folks.
for the year, not the discount.
Not
That's
the
true.
discount.
Yep.
But
Y'all need to know that.
go to southernwhiskeysociety.com. Get your tickets August 9th in Franklin, Tennessee at the factory.
Yep.
You will see us there. You will see Tiny there. And Tiny will be a tiny bit less stressed than last year.
Yes.
Because he's fired himself from 3 different things over the course of the
If
year.
you're coming in from out of town, we have a discount code for the Harpeth.
Okay.
It's so you can book directly through our website, and you get basically it's a 50% off. It's like
That's
$249.
incredible. And that is
What?
Yeah.
if you're making a trip.
That's worth it.
Stay there, make it a weekend. You can walk to all the restaurants in the area. You can walk to the factory, but in August you're probably not going to. But if you get an Uber, it is
$5.
it's the minimum.
It's
It's whatever the minimum
minimum
charge is.
36 cents.
So definitely worth doing that if you're coming in from out of town because that my wife and I have done staycations in Franklin, and we live 10 minutes from that hotel, and it is you feel like you're not even in town. So even if you're listening, you are local.
We're staying
Make it a
there.
staycation.
We're staying there Friday, Saturday night.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and tell you something.
Worth it.
Franklin, Tennessee staycations, they get wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's too much to do.
You go get like
There's too many things that can get in the way and make you cause very great decisions.
Yeah.
I'll say great decisions.
you'll accidentally make another baby if you're not
Yes,
careful.
yeah,
What
yeah,
Greeze
yeah.
is
That's true.
saying.
Yes.
Like moving past all odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Tiny, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
This
having
was
me,
a
guys.
blast. Thanks
This
for
is
that pour. That was
Absolutely.
incredible.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
definitely topped the ain't half bad, but that wasn't half bad.
And we're excited to have you on the podcast Town Hall now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are watching and you're not a Town Hall member, you're going to miss this one, but Tiny's going to hang out with us. Town Hall folks, you know what to do. If you want to sign up for Town Hall or virtual bar night, or just support the show in general, go to patreon.com/thepodcast. But also remember that discount code podcast25 at southernwhiskeysociety.com. We don't know Jack.
But we'll drink it.